Välkommen to min fuel. This is Archaon Month 2, Day 2. Yeah, Day 2. And welcome, guys. I'm actually really excited because I've been putting a lot of effort into him, and now it's really feeling like it's all coming together. And maybe you guys can see that a bit. Let's see. So that's what Archaon looks like right now. I've done a lot of work on the heads. The Nurgle head is actually complete. The Corn head is mostly complete. He's got in the camera here, it looks like he has sort of a very yellow mane. It's not actually as visible in real life. We'll see if putting the camera on him changes that. And the Tzeentch head's still a bit off, but now has a beak that's actually visible. And I've done a lot of the highlighting on just on the model in general. So really looking forward to finishing this because I still have actual Archaon left. But anyways, before I blabber on anymore, let's show you guys what's what right in the face. So here's what he looks like right now. Obviously a lot of work in progress on the left heads. Like obviously the beak's not done, the inside of the mouth isn't done, lots of stuff here isn't done, but let's start with the corn head. So you guys can see that I've done a lot of work on the hair. Now it's, the last time you guys saw it, it was just yellow. Now it's actually yellow, red, orange, or yellow, orange, red, and black. So right now it looks like it looks really strong, like it's a very clear visual here. But once the horns are painted in, once the collar is painted in, it'll actually look a bit more subdued, and it looks a lot more subdued in real life. I've actually painted here the horns like Rakarth flesh. That's going to change. I see now that it needs to be like darker. I want these horns to be pretty dark. And that's where the head's at. The red flesh is nice and highlighted and done. I need to paint in the eyes and then the mouth pretty much to finish this guy off, or to finish this head off, and then the horns, of course. When it comes to the Tzeentch head, most of the progress is just painting in the beak a bit, figuring out what sort of color I want for that. Right now it's a bit of a contrast color because you have this, like, you have the blue and the orange, so they contrast. You see this a lot on like movie posters and stuff where the people will look almost completely orange and the backgrounds will look really blue because those two colors are opposite each other on the color wheel. So they pop really well against one another. That's going to change a bit. The beak is going to be darkened down a lot, and the feathers are going to be brightened up a bit. So that you're still going to have that contrast, but it's not going to be quite as pronounced as this. But the head that's come the furthest and is really quite finished is the Nurgle head. Let's see if we can lower the camera a bit. I'm actually really pleased with how this head turned out. This is my first time painting Nurgle demons of any sort. So let's see if we can get some light on there, sort of. So you don't see sort of the depth of the skin here. Well, you do if I zoom in correctly. So you can see a bit of the skin here. There's just a small bit here that I need to re-highlight because it's actually the scales. And the bone here isn't done. But otherwise, like all the rest of the skin, the mouth, the eyes, all of it's complete. So this head is actually looking really good. And the trick to it, in my opinion, has been to shade it with all sorts of different shades. Just to get a lot of color variation into the green skin. There's also a lot of boils that are kind of nasty. Gotta have them. So they're in the box art model. They aren't actually painted any differently than the rest of the skin. But I figured since this is Nurgle, they have to look a bit different. And I'm actually really pleased with how the mouth came out. I think that looks pretty nasty. And that's pretty much the progress for him for this update. I hope you guys can see why I'm starting to get a bit excited. Dorgar's really approaching complete. There's the big step of the wings left, and also the tail, but sort of other than those two areas, it's really just down to highlighting and finishing off stuff. Need to paint in all the skulls, need to finish the heads, obviously, do all the claws on the model. But pretty much every day now I'll be finishing off bit after bit after bit, maybe 2 or 3. Maybe 2 or 3 every day that just knock it out. So we're really approaching the final stretch here, and I'm really excited about that. So I hope you guys tune in tomorrow for some other update. But until then, ha det bra!